Hey guys, it's me. So I wanted to show you some more progress here. I did work in my family room today because, I haven't been working in it, and so I haven't been showing it to you guys. So I did work in it a little today. And is it perfect? No. Is it done? Probably. I don't know if it's ever gonna be done. You know. It's a family room, right? And I don't have enough storage in my house. And it just is what it is, right? So, I'm not saying my other rooms are not still a mess, but we're going to start here. Again, at least I try, right? And that's kind of, nothing has to be perfect. All that you have to do is try. And so, now, there are some houses that I have walked into and they are perfect. Literally perfect. I don't know if people don't have hobbies or if people just have a lot of storage or people just don't collect things, which is cool. But we have always been a hobby kind of family that we have tons of hobbies and crafts and arts and a mess, which I prefer a mess, really, personally. Do I like, and when I say that, I do like, yeah, I like clean, I mean, it's not that my house is dirty, obviously. You guys know I clean all the time, literally. But, it is messy. And I'm fine with that. Because yeah, it's nice when I go, it's kind of like when you live in the city, but then you go to the country and you're like, this is nice, but I don't know if I could live here. That's kind of me. It's nice to go to a house that is organized and put together and just not stuff everywhere. Which is funny because actually I prefer less in a room. I'm that type of person. I rather have things, not a lot of things in like a room. So it's kind of funny because I'm kind of both people. But yeah, but I always want to come home because this is my stuff. This is my crazy, crazy life, right? Anyway, so let me show you. So last time you guys saw, which I think was in a video yesterday or something, I had laundry all over this couch in the family room again because no one knows how to put it away other than me. So I am, here we go. I know, right? So yeah, I was hoping the corner when it gets stacked up as much. It's not as bad as like when her stuff first came here. The pillows actually are supposed to be on this couch, but and then I said I put her stuffed animal. So if you guys see the things the stuffed animals are sitting on, that is actually a hospital bed mattress behind the couch. And you asked me why. Well, we rented the hospital bed that she was sleeping in when she came home. And when they left the mattress, the toilet, which she never had used. It was brand new. She had never been on it, sat on it, used it in any sense. And they had also left the seat cushions that were in the wheelchair that we also rented. And I came to find out that they don't take those back. So you keep them or get rid of them or do whatever you want with them. Well, it's sort of like clothes, you're going to hang on to them just in case you ever need them. And you never know when you're going to need this mattress, right? Or, if somebody would ever need it here, at my house or, or same with the things, the padding for the wheelchair seat. And so I hate to just get rid of it, throw it out or whatever. And yeah, there might be people that can use it. I don't know any personally. At this time. So yeah, it's behind the couch. right now, because you don't know, like, you know, I'm learning not just with my health, but with my mom's. You know, my mom was the healthiest person I know. She was so healthy for her age. You know, she just turned 78, guys, in January. And when I say this woman could run laps around me, I am not kidding. Shopping, I would sit in the car because she would wear me out. Because once she gets going, which I'm the same way, once she got going, she did not want to stop. Because if she stopped, then she got tired and she would come home and nap and not want to go back out. So I get that. I'm kind of the same way now. I have to force myself to get going, but once I go, I'm the same way. Because if I stop, then I'm going to come home and I'm going to run out of energy and I'm going to be tired. She loved walking in the woods. She chased her sandhill crab. She had, like, I'm not saying she didn't have periods when she was really young, is when everything got removed that could be removed. And so she had, you know, bad health, you know, like that. You know, her appendix and this and that, you know, came out. You know how it goes. But since she's been older, let me tell you, she could run circles around me. So when I say, you know, as we know, health can change fast, as you guys see. And so, you know, I'm hanging on to it right now. So yeah, it looks stupid. It's behind the couch, but that's okay. So yeah, so what's behind the couch there, where the stuffed animals are. There are a few things here. I got a book and, some exercise things that I have. But here's the couch. These things are supposed to be on our dining room chairs, but my son keeps taking them off. I don't know if he doesn't like sitting on them or what the reason is. Then we have our blankets that need to get off this couch, at least some of them. And then, yeah, I have mail. My mom's mail is in this container. Right here. I'm trying to get, because I take care of all her bills and everything, and because of that, I don't know, like, they're all over my house, so yeah, the blankets need taken care of, but here is my actual couch. I had bought this for my mom. It's one of these fidget things, I guess, or to keep, you know, older people busy. I got this off Amazon. They do, if you've ever seen them, they do have, like, soft ones, but I like this because it was wood, and it does a switch, and then this you push in, and then you push this red button, and then, you know, it has the lock and the little door. And then this actually got broken. This wood ended up bent because I had taken it to the first nursing home, and the way they packed it, I guess it broke. And then they have Velcro. And then a fidget spinner, which is cool. And then, as you can see, whatever this is called. And then they have this key, which does actually come out. And it doesn't really, I mean, there's nothing to unlock. And then it has this clip and a roller thingy. And then, of course, this lock. And it does have a handle. And I did find this on Amazon. It was a little more expensive than most of them. But I thought that would be nice because, you know, she could have put it on her table or anything. And then I got these, and I didn't give them to her because these are containers that are for actually slime. And I almost did it for, I think, Christmas it was. And I got buttons, and I was going to put slits in the top so she could sort the different colored buttons, because the lady at the nursing home, they kind of have to entertain my mom at the nursing home so that she hopefully will not cry and yell and scream and, you know, she's bored. Because, again, you got to remember, she's used to working. even before her stroke, she was still working. At 77 years old, she was working. Which a lot of people find just mind-blowing, I guess, that she was working, and maybe it is. But she was still working, so you gotta understand, she's used to keeping busy. My mom, other than her nap times sometimes, she'd be tired and ready to go. She was always on the go. She was always doing something. And so she was definitely always, that's not going to read, always ready to go somewhere. Do something. She wasn't as crafty, except for her photography. She did do that. We both did photography, I think I mentioned. And so she wasn't really that crafty, but, she always wanted to be out of the house. She hated being home. Especially, she knew she was getting older. She didn't know when she would have to ever settle down. And, she thought, hey, one day I'm going to have to settle down somehow, for some reason. So, I don't want to be in solitude, She wanted to be busy. And, again, she ran circles, not just around me, but pretty much most people that, she knew. Anyway, so, she was still working. So, at the nursing home, unless someone's entertaining her, she cries and thinks, and her brain's always thinking. And it might not be things that make sense to the rest of us. So they have to kind of entertain her. And so at Christmas time, the activity leader, I think, is who she is. She had some candy canes, small ones, and she brought my mom, I guess, in her office and said, hey, I have these candy canes, can you sort them? Well, that brought joy to my mom. That gave her something to do, and probably feel important to do. But she's at that point. First of all, I'm not sure she would understand to do it now. And I'm not sure she would want to do it. Because some of the buttons I found were not the biggest. So, I'm going to see if there's like bigger ones but colorful that I can buy. And so, one of the things that we're also doing here in the family room is, again, going through books. I gave one to my son tonight. I don't know if he'll ever read it. It was one that I found that my mom had about the railroad, the Underground Railroad. She read some, I guess, interesting books. Not interesting to me, but I did find one book that I might read. I've seen the movie, The Time Traveler's Wife. I've never read the book, so she did have that book, so I possibly will read that. But for now, that is the family room. Of course, like I said, it's not quite done. But that is the couch, the mail. I just moved her walker. Again, that's kind of something that somebody might need, and you never know. And so we have a closet here under the steps, but that needs cleaned out because I have like, not mattresses, they're like things to make your mattress more comfortable, that my father-in-law had let us use for my mom. And so after they took the bed, I put them in that closet, which was already packed. And he's never said that he wanted it back. He's never asked for it back. And again, I am like, as much as, yeah, it would be nice, but We don't need it right now. So, but he hasn't really asked for it back. I asked my husband to ask him, but I guess he hasn't done it. If he wants it back. So then I could put the walker at least in that closet and keep it out of the way. So I do have it over here that I still kind of have to sort. That box needs to go out in the garage. And that thing on the floor was her alarm that we put on her bed. We had that alarm. I had cameras. And then she had a, if you guys ever need it, online on Amazon, everything's Amazon. They did have a thing that I could put on my pants, like it had a loop and you put it on your pants. And she had it in the other part, and it was actually a necklace, but you don't have to use it as a necklace. And you put it next to them or on them, and if they push the button and know to, it is very loud, like a doorbell, and it lets you know, hey, they need you, or they need help getting somewhere. And so we use that also. I wasn't sure she would understand it, honestly, but she did use it a few times. Almost got on my nerves, because she didn't get on my nerves, the sound, because she couldn't hear it, like, upstairs. She didn't realize that I was hearing it, so she would continue to push it, and drive me crazy, pushing it, because she couldn't hear it, like I said. So yeah, the rubber on my fridge is coming off, like around the door area, which is not fun. Anyway, so yeah, there is my update on my family room. So it is very, very close. I'm also gonna start cleaning some in my living room tonight. It just needs picked up, My kids bring the mail home, and I open it, I put it on the floor, and then it stays on the floor for some time. So, yeah. Anyway, so I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.